All right, welcome, everybody. I've had a pretty productive day, going all right so far. We are going to do another practice cast here. I watched what I did yesterday, and I felt like it was the camera work was pretty terrible. Camera blinking was too annoying for me. So the focus of today is going to be a little more on using free cam to mix it up when I've got some vague confidence that going eye to eye won't work because there'll be some kind of a blink or something. So that's the idea. Yeah, we're going to be doing the EU. Sorry, what am I? Yeah, we're doing EU off-peak. It's currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to practice it here. I've also got some other updates and changes for you all. Yeah, it's going to be Balthazar's Brawl. It starts in 7 minutes. If any of you guys want to sign up, that would be amazing. It's particularly what I'd really love, if anybody can, if any spuds sign up to this, it would be really, really cool. Because I want to see, I still haven't confirmed, if you queue as a guild team, so everyone should have the permission to create a team, a PvP team. It should list it as in your AT, right? Like it, and I hope that that's a thing. Instead of just temporary names. We don't have the name thing hooked up just yet. But yeah, you guys have got 7 minutes, the greater part of 10 minutes, to maybe get in, hit up LFG if you really want to, and see what you've got. So yeah, we're gonna cast this one, Balthazar's Brawl. It's gonna start at 1:15. And yeah, hopefully it should be fun. I'm gonna just quickly flick you to the face cam as I go sort some very minor things out, and I'll be back in just a couple of moments here. I'll talk a little bit about some other stuff that I've got set up too. It should be good. All right, see you guys very soon. Like I said, a very quick little intro there. But yeah, all right. So basically, got a couple of other things going on. I'm not sure how this will look. Let's just guess, shall we? So we've got a couple of new scenes. First of all, I have just a clean gameplay scene. So there's no overlays or anything. This is just raw Guild Wars 2. Just so that I don't have to hot swap a ton of stuff. So I've got that set up, and that should be nice. I'm not entirely sure whether I like the graphic on the overlay that I've made. Like, it looks a bit weird sometimes. It looks like grey and odd. I'm not quite sure what that is. It didn't certainly show up like that in the previews and things, but as I was watching the cast yesterday, it did feel a bit strange. So I'm not too sure about that just yet. Team name things we will obviously have to set up later. But I also have another thing set up, which hopefully I can show you. If I mouse over this enroll here, I have basically, I've got a thing where I can just hold the cursor over this, and it will just auto-click for me every now and then. Auto-clickers are like a little bit of a grey area for the game, but the devs have come out in the past and said auto-clicking's fine as long as you're actively playing and you're at the thing, which is exactly what we'll be doing. We're just doing an auto-click so that we can know exactly when the game we care about pops. So I'm pretty sure that it's 100% fine to be doing, like, and understandable. Double clicking to drink booze and things in the first game was fine. Double clicking to open containers and stuff in this game has been fine. They've officially gone out and said that. So the fact that we're just clicking, I've got it click, it will just click once per second, right? So I can just have that there. And this way we know the second it goes live without having to break my finger every time I try to cover a daily, because the devs haven't put a countdown on there available for us. And I guess they don't have a countdown because it's all the players on a ready check waiting to accept. But yeah, so that's basically the thing. Yeah, this is an EU cast I'm going to be doing here. We are EU again, only because I reasoned that there'll be more EU people awake at this time, about 1 in the afternoon, as opposed to like 9 in the morning, or even, 5 a.m. or whatever. So yeah, Eludus, it's good to see you. So yeah, we could chat about other stuff in the meantime, guys, obviously. Eludus says, loving the LP. I'm hyped to see how you handle the dungeon coming up. Guess the same problem comes up when you have to choose which races you will show. The comments on today's episodes have been my favorite comments so far on the LP. Lots of people are really getting invested in saying, okay, so when's he going to play Sylvari? When's he going to play Asura? What order is he going to do? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? All these people asking these questions, I love. I wish there was a little bit more discussion on it, but this most recent episode was the one that's had the most of all. People are really starting to realize the spirit of the LP now, I think, which is like, okay, what the fuck order do you do all of this stuff in? People honestly had no idea. I'm actually surprised how little clue the community had of, like, the logistics behind a project like this. Even when I did the preamble video, like, explaining the whole thing. Like, in that video, I say, listen, I'm excited about this because of all the ordering and the structuring of it. It's really fun. I said that is one of the reasons why I'm excited to do it. But, like, I don't think people realize it's taken these, 15 videos for people to now realize, wow, there's actually a real game at play here. What order he does the stuff in. Like, so, like, people were talking about playing a Blood Legion char that joins the Priory, but then it feels really weird because, like, you're hanging out with Siren and acting like odds, but and it's really cool to do Vigil because you get to go back to Ascalon and stuff, and it makes sense. Like, people are starting to do that theory craft that I sat down for a few days and did myself. Actually, longer than a few days, actually. So it's very, very exciting. And yes, Dungeons is another question that's upcoming. Today's episode, tomorrow, well, yeah, I said today's a second ago, but I meant yesterday's. Today's episode, which will be going up sometimes after this stream, it's uploading to Patreon as soon as the stream is done. So keep an eye over there. It will take about an hour or two to go fully up. But today's is probably the best episode of the series so far, because it covers a really cool aspect of the game. It introduces a whole other side to the LP, and yeah, you guys will love it. It's the next episode, part 16 or whatever it is, part 15. That's a very, very good one. Shatter says, do you not want me to go to classes because that's how you get me to not go to classes? What do you mean? Asking people to enroll here? You got 55 seconds. Hopefully some of you guys did. It's a good time for me, RN being in Australia, but OCX plays on NA. Yeah, that's a good point, right? You get lower ping playing North America, don't you? So this is OCX Prime, actually. Is that right? I should collaborate with Jaw, Jeb, and someone else has messaged me as well about, like, trying to get a casting thing going on. We should figure out, like, how we designate each of the three. This is probably, it's fair to call this OCX Prime. That sounds more exciting than just off-peak, off-peak. How do you do so much content? I'm getting behind on shows because I'm watching your streams in the LP and I'm like, how's WP not burnt out yet? I just go in phases, man. Sometimes I'll do a little and I'll be working on things in the background. Honestly, you've seen very little out of me around Path of Fire. You've seen very little just because I've been doing background projects that I've been then cripplingly depressed by cancelling and stuff, and you guys have just seen nothing about it at all. Or not cancelled. Not all, you guys are going to be thinking I'm talking about Elder Scrolls there. I'm not talking about Elder Scrolls there. But, like, I've done stuff that hasn't manifested, so you haven't seen anything. And then obviously the competition and stuff. Like, so it's just, the truth is just the last 8 to 9 months has been sort of, there's been less coming from me, but this is sort of what I want to be doing, really. There's going to be another hour-and-a-half video going up on the channel as well. I've just edited a hour-and-a-half long-ass video where Boots and I go around collecting chairs, and I actually got my 34k AP chest from doing that. So, yeah, if you look, most recently completed Chairs of the World, getting all of these Armchair Commander, there is a video of me and Boots doing that. And I'm appearing on Boots Bad Builds over in a couple of days as well, with a Scourge build. That's going to be the next one, Scourge. So here we go, Balthazar's Brawl. Let's get into this here. Yeah, I'm gonna pick a team. Someone in chat give a team to pick. There's quite a few going on. So what we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 teams. 16 times 5 is 75? No. 80. 80 players are participating in this tournament. 80, I think. Yeah, I'm really glad I get the comments too. I feel like people are going to think they're spamming my videos, but I really live for the comments. It's not fun being a YouTuber without them. Pick a team, guys. Someone quickly now. Oh, they're already open. All right, too late. We're already open. We'll do the auto-click thing later. So let's have a quick look at the builds. We're going to be following blue team on the start here. We've got 1 minute 30. So we are following a... I wish I could weapon swap without having to... So I could see their other weapon without actually having to... thingy. Okay, so we got a great sword, Bursty Mesmer. I'm going to start using proper role designations here as well. So we have here a... What do we call... this is more of a +1er, right? This is like a DPS heavy +1er, really. It's not really a duelist. It's not really a bruiser, jack of all trades. It's not really a team fighter. It's sort of a DPS heavy +1-y kind of Mesmer. So we got a Burst Mesmer. We have a team fighting Scourge. We have a demo duelist Mesmer. This guy's definitely, we can call this demo. Also rocking a pretty cool scythe skin there, by the way. We have a support for the team fight. So we've got a Firebrand support combo. Shored up by a demo Mesmer who will come in. This comp is actually running double portal, by the way. And finally, we have a duelist warrior to either backnode or be pushing far a lot. So that's the blue team. They've actually got a reasonable composition, I would say, with the double portal. They can rotate a lot. They're using Mesmer Flavor of the Month nonsense. This is a very, very strong composition. They are against triple Guardian. So 2 DH, 1 Core Guard, plus an SD Thief and a Duelist Warrior, and a Bursty Warrior. So blue wins this based on comp. We're going to watch the Bursty Mesmer, and we're going to watch the opening splits and see how this goes. Good luck to both teams. We are watching Beggar's Bindle here, fighting the Dungeonesses. So this Mesmer rotates around the back here. We got Red Thief picking up close, and we got the Duelist Warrior picking up his close, the blue close. Mesmer's looking for a target here. He's got a lot with these DHs and whatnot around. There'll be a lot of blocks, but if he's just able to free cast like this, 10 burning going off there. Huge burning from the Scourge. We have a rally race in progress right now. Blue team is down and red team is down. The Burst Mesmer is actually getting the stomp. That's going to rally his friends. Blue team is extremely low in this mid fight, however, though. So blue does get the early kill, but they could crumble very quickly. You'll also notice that red has immediately bailed out quite heavily here. So blue is favored for this matchup because their red warrior has taken ages to piss about to actually come in. So blue looks like they are winning this mid fight very comfortably. None of their enemy are crossing over to their spawn. So this looks like a good double cap for blue, and blue will be taking the superior position going into the start of the game. Interestingly, there's a red player just hiding behind this pot over here, not doing anything. I wonder what's all about that. So a 4v1 here as they start trickling in. We watch now as well that the blue Firebrand support pushes quite heavily towards the spawn. If he had DPS with him, they could have actually taken the front lines further forward a little bit. But yeah, so blue team holds their half of the map very comfortably. And we now look towards red spawn. We have this one red player now that is actually crossing. Red, this is a good play to actually take this cross. If he scores easy decap, he's dropping traps on the road as well. If he scores that easy decap, he's actually going to be able to make some plays for his team. Meanwhile, red also gets some great damage going out on the blue team here in the middle of the roads. But red starts going down, actually. They almost got their blue kill, but they get counter-bursted. So we're going to be watching the Reds' perspective here because red is now the losing team, right? So if they can get this res, they can take the kill on the blue Mesmer over here. They scored double cap, as you can see, because of the Dragon Hunter from a second ago. Moving back over to this side of the nodes, of the map, sorry, we can see the 1v1 is actually in progress, but you'll notice that the DH is, the core guard, yeah, no, it's DH. The DH is struggling against the demo Mesmer, the backnoding demo Mesmer from the blue team. They get a plus in, though. This is very good. Red team is currently down, though. They just wiped in mid. So they still have sides. So red still owning sides. This is pretty nice. They even scored a kill on one of them. We're watching the red guys start to rotate off a little bit here. He immediately comes back to outnumber this. This is a 2v2. It's a very volatile 2v2. Look at these low healths. Immediately, one of the blue players goes down. This is so bursty. These Guardians unload crazy damage. Excellent use of the ring around the body here so that any kind of pressure can't come through. He gets the rally in the last second before the stomp. That's really nice. That should win the 2v2. The true shot takes the kill. Excellent stuff there. So Red does sustain this side of the node. Meanwhile, Bell came out, and Red is fighting for their life on this as well. Red actually formally taking the lead now. They've just gone ahead of Blue. If they win Bell as well, they will have a much more substantial lead. But their skirmish has actually gone down on the side of the node here. He blinks up, just trying to do extra pressure. I actually think the better play for this Thief would have been to blink away and just self-res. Now he's put extra pressure on his team to score lots of reses. They don't manage to get this. Red also has another down state. It's really a lot of Red players committing to this mid fight. Did we just see a Vengeance go off? Maybe we saw a Vengeance. Let's watch the Red Warrior. Yes, the Red Warrior is in Vengeance. Takes the Bull's Rush. Sorry, he doesn't take Bull's Rush. He takes Frenzy and just unloads as much pressure while he's Vengeance as possible. But now that his Vengeance ends, he could have, in theory, rallied the blue team. But the blue team hadn't tagged enough damage to score that rally. So it looks like Red will win this Bell. Finally, by the way, a blue Mesmer makes a play and actually scores decap over there. So finally, Red no longer has sides. But with the Bell one, Red is in an extremely dominant position here with many blue players on respawn. Moving back over here, you can see that they're actually looking to filter into mid. We have one here. He's just sort of sitting here not doing anything necessarily. So Blue has got a lot of catching up to do, but they did secure the double cap. Immediately lost the double cap. Let's see if this neutralization actually comes in. It does. There was a portal potential play there that could have saved that neutralization, but it looks like the Mesmer that owned the portal was stuck fighting on the roads here against a DH. Yeah, DH. It's difficult because Triple Guardian is hard to kind of see. You'll see the power of Demo Mesmer here, obviously blowing him up extremely easily. It will win all of those matchups. This is a duelist build, and he's against more of a bursty build. Red reclaims their sides because this Mesmer, even though he won his little fight against the DH, he never portaled out. He's still not portaling back, so saving that portal cooldown, even though he only has 20 seconds left on it, I don't know. By not using it, he gets to replace a portal quite quickly once he gets full cap. So Blue's win condition here is to reclaim this and also to hold mid, but they just lost mid with a cheeky neutralization from the enemy Guardian, who's now rotating off. So really it all comes down to this. Here we're going to watch this player from the blue team who just got a plus, push back out into the rest of the map. He's got a choice here. He can go for the engagement on far, or he can go for a plus in mid and even that out into a 2v2. He's letting his ally sustain here while the other Mesmer instead goes to mid, and he's looking to swing this fight. So we want to see Blue win either of these fights. Blue owns their close and has a portal on it. Very easy burst here from the Greatsword Mesmer. So they do outnumber this enough to get very easy kill. Kuron really could be rotating off already. These two blue players don't need to be on this node for this length of time. The other blue player obviously getting forward a lot quicker here. He's got a lot of blocks to get through. He could do some pretty nasty burst. Sorry, no, this is a support, right? So the support is being able to most aggressively position. Looks like Bell's going to be coming up. And Blue, with that, sweeps the map. They somehow won at mid as well. We missed that engagement, but they actually managed to win over there. So they still have their close. They won mid and they won here, and they're about to get Bell. A huge comeback for the red team here. Once this Bell goes through, they're once again going to be winning. And even the stomp goes out, so just the red team is in no position really anywhere to do very much. Bell flips at the last second, so Blue secures that. Moving back here, we did see that one of the Mesmers managed to stay here, possibly through the use of the portal. And is actually outnumbered fighting, and it even took them a while to get decapped. So the red thief is going to come in and attempt to actually kill him. This is a demo Mesmer though, and you can see the strength of it right there. You think that they're nearly dead. They're absolutely not. They'll blow you up with their phantasms. So a terrible, terrible situation for the red team here, losing their +1, their skirmisher, their roamer. This red Mesmer will resustain here. Another terrible play from the red team. They just walk off after one of their allies dies. They were in position to hold this, but red just gives this up for free to the blue team. So it's no wonder that blue has now got a really substantial lead here. They're almost 100 points ahead. If they swing this mid-fight in their favor, which it looks like they will, they're getting unbelievable damage on the red team right now. Blue is set to probably win this game. Securing this 2-cap. Double red players downstate. They're going to have to do a lot. So we can see the red thief that died earlier is now bailing into mid. But like, what can he accomplish here? He's 3v1. So really not a good rotation from the thief. He just walked in, got Condi cleaved. Does he use the withdraw to move himself forward? It looks like he's quite new to this build, so he know how to utilize. There, he does finally do it, but I think he had to stand still for a second. Mobility is too slow. He's countered by the blue player here. We're well into blue territory right now, of course. Both of these need to manifest somehow. Thief goes down. Very unfortunate. It's up to this core guard to actually make a play now to rally his friends. He gets a meaty 6k on Kuron. Kuron, the enemy blue Mesmer, is so low. He's actually bailing out. He goes down to the burning partition. I think he went down to Greatsword 5. The passive damage of a Greatsword 5. That's unbelievable. So there is a rally race in progress. Maybe they can make a play. Moving back over towards Len here. Len is getting the res. This guy's trying to self-res. They'll probably cancel that. Can Morellet also win over here on the roads? Takes another really juicy burst against Kings, who ports back towards the node. That is not something Morellet should ignore, because taking the portal back towards the node... Oh, it's not actually that node, is it? Okay, so that's fine. But Blue has got such a substantial lead now. We got to see this core guard unseat mid. He might actually be able to do it, because Andrew is now just moving off. Can he sneaky score this decap? Bell is live, but it looks like they're going to be in position. We see the fear go through. Beautiful here. So with that neutralization, the Bell 1v1 will become more active in a second, but I guess Red lost over on this node. We never saw exactly how they lost on that node, but with Red losing on that node, I think what you'll see, guys, is that they, basically this thief needs to go decap it like yesterday. Go, 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 go. No, not there. You wanted to shadow step to the top of the ramp, then infiltrate his arrow. Oh, this is so painful to see. This thief could have saved them. This thief could have scored neutralization. I know that he's got Bell to look at as well, but really the nuke was more important. Bell being one from the blue team. And there was a bit of good back and forth there. Blue team ultimately managing to win that. So the guys we chose to watch on, they actually do go through to the next round. Let's have a look at the accounts. Loki Master and so on. What are they called again? What was the team? Beggars Bindle. So we're following Beggars Bindle. Are you surprised at how low the skill level of the majority of the community is after 6 years? No, because the game has only recently got all the systems in place to sustain a population. Like ATs and leagues and unranked and like actual clear stuff going on. Most of the rest of the time, like the PvP players that just get leaked because they come in, they play for a bit, but there's nothing really to latch onto, and then they end up bailing out, right? Like, and whining that the game's not going anywhere or something like that. It's only recently that there's that really good baseline level. If the devs just restructure a little bit, their retention of new blood will be really good. So you're looking at a lot of new blood. These aren't necessarily players who have been playing since 2012. They're just getting into it, right? And that's the point. There's been too much churn for PvP. It's not that these people are morons. It's that they're just starting out. And there will always be new blood. This is PvP attached to a very thriving, excellent, frequently updated, expansion-fueled game. There will always be new blood. And that's why you can take this scene seriously, right? Because it just depends. They just need to... What the PvP team really need to do is properly restructure and make it clear what your progression is, what the llamas mean, what ranking means, what divisions mean. And, you know, you need, like, a clear progression to go through it. If they set that up properly, if they treat this like an actual experience rather than just sort of flimsily have rewards splashed in here, there, and everywhere, it can really, really do something, and the retention will go up even more. But okay, so there you go. Beggars Bindle is who we were looking for. There is no Beggars Bindle playing right now. So I guess we will just have to wait for other people. Is this still round 1? So round 2 is going to be played on Forest of Niflhel. The bars are not working. Oh, yeah, of course they're not. RIP. Sorry, they're not working because I never turned them on. They should work the second I click run here, though. That should just set it up immediately. Oh, not immediately because it hasn't saved configuration to toggle OBS mode. But there, that should literally be it. Right? So this game just started. This is a round 2 game. I'm not actually going to spectate this. We'll just talk about the map for a second. This is what I think you'd do on a monthly. So round 2 is going to be taking place on Forest. We can see that one of the other brackets is in progress right now. What's interesting about Forest is that all 3 of the nodes are extremely sustainy in terms of 1v1s. for as far as good players are concerned, because you get so much opportunity to kite around into sneaky areas, obstruct projectiles, climb on things so you can't be teleported to, sneaky, like, jump up and shake aggro off on all of the nodes, okay? Especially, like, Mesmers here at Keep, you can, like, phase retreat up, you can jump up, climb around the side. This is really what defines Forest. This is, in a lot of ways, a map that really is defined by the +1ers and the roamers to actually swing the engagements as they're in progress, because engagements can stall. The nodes are all fairly small, however, so you see some and this is quite a narrow fight here at the mid-fight, so you can see quite explosive team fights will occur. But when you get into smaller engagements, 1v1s, 2v2s, they can actually last a while. So it's pretty fun. There's also bosses that spawn here on this map.
Blue team takes a capture point.
This is Svarnir. The teams that score these basically gain point value worth to an annihilation of the enemy team. You get 25 points. It's quite a big bump, and you also get a buff for your team that buffs their stats a little bit, but that's mostly negligible. The point score is really important. Just like any fans of MOBAs will know, these can actually be stolen, okay? Just like you'd steal a Baron or a Dragon. The last hit is what actually counts here. One of the only places in Guild Wars 2 where last hitting counts. So it's always a risky maneuver when you go after one of these beasts. But they can secure you very, very solid wins. Once you've won the team fights, if you find a safe opportunity to get them, that's very good. At the end of the game, you can find big moments occurring based purely on the beasts. So there you go, that's Forest. There are 2 spawns. They're actually quite well defined. I mean, I don't need to do a full map discussion every freaking cast. We'll pre-bake these. Beggar's Bindle is not actually up right now. But yeah, so we'll spectate Floody or something here. And yeah, just... we'll just chat with the team for a second here. How long until New Blood makes it to top tier? That's a good question. Now that's where things start getting really interesting. And I think the actual answer to that is dependent on community resources, is dependent on the top players actually making statements about what the meta is, producing guides, and like here's something casual. Listen, people who are good at PvP may get high viewership, but they're not necessarily good entertainers, and they don't necessarily actually know how to do content creation very well. They're only being watched because they're good at a game, right? Because they know life a game, and that's all well and good. But it tends to mean that the people who noobs look up to are very rarely equipped with the mindset or skill set to actually deliver the correct content. And, you know, that's not some damning condemnation of good players, right? Like, they're not guilty of anything, right? They're just good players, and they're being watched because they're good players. But what it means is it takes really... I think it takes quite a bulky PvP population to find that sweet spot where you've got a genuinely good player who also has an eye for content creation. So, like, one thing people won't ever realize is it's like... The internet is extremely low attention span. You know that thing, oh, the internet never forgets? The internet always forgets. The internet is like... I mean, this is just a representation of society, humanity, I guess, in general. People have extremely low attention spans. They forget stuff extremely quickly. And here's the really important thing. People only care about what is contemporary. So, someone may have done an excellent rotation guide for Guild Wars 2 back in 2013. There's almost guaranteed to be a YouTube video out there somewhere of a rotation guide. That is still 100%, it won't be 100% because metas will have changed and stuff, but it could be 100% relevant today. It could be out there. No one's going to click it, no one's going to care about it, no one's going to watch it. Why? Because it's old. Like, the actual quality of the content itself means nothing. So what you actually need is the figureheads of the community, the spokespeople, to be making contemporary content. Even if it's the same stuff that's been said a million times before, the scene needs that. There needs to be new player guides. There needs to be kite spot videos. There needs to be discussions about compositions and role definitions and stuff like that. It needs to be. There need 2018 versions of that stuff. Even if it's got like one tiny deviation in terms of actual content, like there's one slightly different point that's being made because, you know, the speed of mirages has affected things a bit, right? Even if there's only one tiny tweak, the fact that it was released in 2018 means it will get tons of views that otherwise there never would have been. People have extremely low attention span. And so that's the thing. It takes a very special kind of person to be in the scene long term and do the same thing year in, year out, year in, year out, year in, year out. But there's a lot of power in that. And PvP doesn't really have that right now. There are some people who are like on the fringes of it. But yeah, so we going back to the original point, you say, you know, what people are bad, right? Like, how long does it take to get good? it takes a really long time if there's no worthwhile figurehead to look to who's making the correct content. And again, this isn't, I'm not like trying to be rude about people on the scene. I just don't know whether there is that much at the moment. Because for most people who are very long-term players right now, they're like not interested by stuff. Because it's all old hat to them now. So why would they make a video on it? Because it's not interesting anymore, you know. Like, you know, my game of the day, there's a Thief Valen. He does a similar thing to game of the day at the moment, which I think is amazing, and I'd love him to do much, much, much more frequently, right? But I was watching one of his streams, and I was talking to him about it, and he said, yeah, I would do more, but I don't know. I don't feel like I get interesting games enough, right? And what that is that's not he's stupid or something. That's that he's an experienced player that's been playing so long that it takes quite a lot for him to feel like there's a really cool moment at play that would be really worthwhile making a video. He's lost perspective of the fact that new players will be fascinated even by very arbitrary plays, and will learn a lot even by very arbitrary plays, and even fairly mediocre games where from the streamer's opinion nothing too crazy happens, that still has an extreme weight and power just to exist as content. Extreme. And I'm going through that a little bit at the moment as well. I'm loving playing Reaper, but most Reaper games, I'm like, was there anything really that profound there? It would be worth me doing a game of the day anyway, but, you know, so it's something that, but yeah, so, like, that's what I'm trying to say, that, you know, like, you need, like, quite special people, I think, that are both good, but also have a very, very good aptitude for how to build a scene. And all of that said, it's not impossible to be that guy, by the way. You can be the change you want to see as well. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, how much power they could have just by starting casting, right? Like, if you did what I'm doing here today, you'd probably feel like an imposter or something, or like it's really weird. But, like, everyone starts as that imposter. Like, you have so much power to just be that and, like, push the scene somewhere. It just takes someone to do it. Unfortunately, I don't have, like, a day job, right? So I'm kind of reliant on what I do on YouTube and other areas. People want to see me talk about lore, so I can't go genuinely big dick. Let's see whether it's up yet. I've probably talked way too long there, and now the match is live already. No, it's not live. I guess maybe they got seeded or something? I got to figure this out. Conceptually, I got to figure this out. Like this has been a great game that I've not casted, right? What Reaper do I play? Condi or Power? I play Power Reaper. I play a jack of all trades, bruiser, or team fighter more realistically as a team fighter. Man, WPI, I appreciate you motivating our community to be the change they want to see. Well, I don't know whether it actually, I mean, these little piddly little streams don't actually mean anything, do they really? I can talk to you guys about it, but the odds that one of you listening to me right here, right now, is inspired to go and do something is actually honestly very low. But, you know, I really believe what I'm saying. Good little use of kite spot here. For the AFK. I like seeing that.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
I think Shat has been a bit of a dickhead in comments there. It's not all top players are win trading, memeing and stuff. It's not that they're all dicks and whatever. I think they've been drinking the Reddit Kool-Aid a little bit too much there. But it's just that, you know, people, you know, if you're a top player, it's not that you love content creation, really, probably. If you're a top player, it's probably because you love the game mode. And that's why you got good at the game mode. Can Floody do the jump dodge? Oh, rest in peace for all eyes to see. The fail. The second fail. Let's watch the fail montage. Number 3. Oh, why? Just blast. Quick swiftness, man. You're in combat. You never make a regular jump here. Do a blast. Don't embarrass yourself. He's getting trolled in chat as well. I'm sorry. I'm shaming now. I'm shaming. I build for power team play. I play a very tanky, sturdy Reaper that nonetheless is extremely devastating. If I get a warrior in my team, if I use a Spectral Grasp into my Shroud shit right as they drop a Winds of Disenchantment, it's a team wipe. It's amazing. I actually had a really good game of the day. I almost showed you guys of that. Beggar's Bindle. Here we go. Beggar's Bindle. Yes, and I can use my thing. Check it out, right? So we just click every second. Yeah? Oh, this is so good. Look, this is the stuff I need, right? This makes doing ATs really easy. Look at that. Click, click, click. I'm going to get banned in a second, aren't I? Don't get me wrong, I love watching Val and Frosty, but there are many more who don't do anything for the community. Oh, I'm sure. Like, but you can't judge people for that. You can't judge them for playing the game and just playing the game. I'm just saying what the scene actually needs. Like, and that's why you see bad players. It's because they don't have like. It's because the raw Guild Wars 2 game they come from is terrible at teaching them anything. Like PvE, there is no aspect of PvE that gets remotely close to what PvP teaches you and you need as a skill set. So it's like, you know, there's just a lot to get through. Thanks for the great advice you gave me a while ago when starting PvP with Guardian. I'm very close to plat right now. Thanks for that advice. What advice was that about free-to-play? Did I tell you that Core Guard was good on free-to-play? How many active players does Guild Wars 2 have? In general, low. I wouldn't even know. Like, it's beyond quantifiably necessary levels. For PvP, I reckon there's probably several thousand, but, you know, not like obscene numbers. Enough to get 5-minute match-made queues. That's what actually matters. I don't actually see the point in talking about global player pools because the way that the game delivers those players to you is actually what's important. With mega servers, there could genuinely only be 50 other Guild Wars 2 players in the entire game, and it wouldn't matter. Because, this loading screen feels really long. Beggar's Bindle, they're down here, right? Did we actually miss one of the games? No, here you go. So they're in round 2. And they just opened up. Beautiful. So, Beggar's Bindle. We were watching this team before. So, with the Firebrand, the Scourge support. No. What? Yeah, Firebrand, Scourge support, Demo Mesmer? I think it was. No, Bursty Mesmer, Demo Mesmer, Duelist Warrior. That's exactly what we saw. They are against a Firebrand Scourge combo. They have, interestingly, so what do we call this? This is more of a aroma, right? I guess you would call Rev at the moment. I mean, it's kind of a team fighter in some respects as well. They have a DC. They have a Duelist Warrior. So they are fielding this Rev. This Rev's going to be really interesting to watch. So Red is sort of who we care about going through. They're the people we were watching before. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing this Rev, though. Okay, so they're fielding double Scourge, okay? Double Scourge, Firebrand support, and then they have a Dueling Warrior to help them out, and a Rev to rotate around, giving +1s and dealing the bursty damage, okay? So, let's see what we've got. We have a Red Mesmer crossing, actually. The Rev does see it. The whole blue team is ready to counter this cross. If they get a quick burst, the Rev is actually going for it. If he gets this, it'd be really good. Mesmer has actually dropped Portal. If they can kill this Mesmer and nullify that Portal, they do. Beautiful play here from the blue team. Blue's now going to be seeking to move up to mid. And once they get up to mid, they are hoping to actually take this fight. Veronica got to the node very quickly, this support. So it's basically face tanking 3 players waiting for his blue team to get in. The blue team starts arriving. We see that the blue team starts unloading their damage. Excellent opening here for blue. Obviously, they've got their close. They're even rotting the red body, which is amazing. Their support sustained on the node really well. You'll also notice that the blue warrior crossed for a warrior duel and immediately neuted. So there's actually an ace in progress here for the blue team. Blue wins the team fight. They countered the cross. And now let's just watch how the push is going over here. So moving all the way over onto this side of the node. Let's watch from the Blue's perspective still. We'll swap to Red later. Blue even scores the stomp here. Burst coming in on this blue player from Stealth on the Mesmer. Didn't have his mantra channeled. So if he sustains this, this will be extremely powerful. We're watching Red on respawn. We will watch the Red team's perspective in just a second here. But Red absolutely getting annihilated here. With Blue doing very well. They delay the full cap here with their support. Another body on the Red team being rotted out on the roads. Blue starts even going for Beast here. Easy kill on the Beast. Moving over towards Beach, we can actually see there's a fight. There I blinked the camera. Sorry, guys. It doesn't always blink there. I'm not sure what the actual thing is with that. But so, let's watch from the Red's perspective now. So Red has done nothing yet. Blue has done everything. This Mesmer is favored to kill this Scourge very, very easily. Sorry, this Rev. Scourge, what am I talking about? Yeah, the Mesmer will beat this Rev. Rev cannot do enough against this. Mind you, he's running freaking Signet of the Ether. Not sure why you'd take that. That's going to be very punishing to him. Support comes in, obviously, so he doesn't even get that kill. His team's staggered, right? Red team is staggered, so nearly any long-term engagement that the Reds go in, if their allies are dead, they're going to get picked off before they can actually do anything good with it. So, unfortunately there, it looks like Blue will be having a slam dunk victory, and our friends do not go through. So we did all that waiting for that. But there you have it, guys. Rampage Spellbreaker. You want to watch the Blue Warrior's traits. Okay, that's fine. So here's the Blue Warrior. He's in Rampage right now. A lot of Warriors are running Rampage at the moment. Mostly because there's not really too much of a better elite to run. But he's running Demo. He's Spellbreaker. He's basically running what is the meta Spellbreaker builds. Except instead of Last Stand, he's running Rousing Resilience. Healing when he breaks out of a stun. And Toughness. Last Stand is so strong, though. This is a really interesting Grandmaster swap. Pack runes. I find this extremely curious. Can someone justify this to me? No Berserker stance, as you'll see. Featherfoot Grace is what he's running for resistance. And he's just keeping actual balance stance, so maybe it's something to do with that. But that's a cool swap, actually, swapping that that thing there. But yeah, so it's just Spellbreaker, but running Rampage now because of the cooldown drop.
I challenge you.
Dreamcore says Rampage Spellbreaker is not normal at all. Rampage Core Warrior, sure. Actually, I've seen a ton of Rampage Spellbreakers in all the casts I've been doing recently. Loads of people have been running Rampage Spellbreaker. It may not have been normal in the past, and yes, Rampage Core Warrior might have more synergy because of peak performance and stuff, but frankly, there have been a lot of Rampage Spellbreakers. You might not agree with it, but there's quite a few around. I wouldn't say it's very rare. Not since the patch.
Come and get me.
But yeah, okay, so Red actually did make some accomplishments. While we were looking at the builds there, Red did actually manage to do something. I don't really know what that was or when that was. They're obviously just bum rushing there close, trying to get a fight in somehow. Scourge can't even get to the node, as you see here. Dreamcore just says, okay, mate. Clearly not buying it. But I can tell you that we've done how many ATs this past week? We've done maybe 6 or 7, and I think we've seen a Spellbreaker with Rampage in nearly all of them, haven't we? Again, you might not think it's good, you might not agree with it, you might not think it's meta, but I'm telling you, we're talking about how common it is, and it is not that uncommon. Your comment in chat was that it is not... what was your comment in chat? Let me scroll up. I can't even see it anymore. You said it is not normal at all. I don't, it's fairly normal. I wouldn't say it's not normal at all, but there you go. We're splitting hairs. You do see a lot of Rampages around. Hopefully that seems fair. Okay, so moving on. Balthazar's Brawl. Live matches. So, semis? Question mark? Which round is this? Are these guys still on Forest? Okay, so the semis are going to be taking place on Legacy. Or are these quarters?
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
By now, I've gotten both expansions and would really like to play some Reaper, so if possible, I'd like to steal the build. So, I think Dosty made it, actually, in chat, so you can check that out. What's actually going on here? How do I read this? I'm not very good at this right now. So, we have 2 games in progress. This one hasn't started yet. The team we just watched win is not here at all. Oh, actually, maybe the team we watched win is here. Yeah, this is semis, right? And what we're actually looking at... So, we're going to be looking at a Legacy game. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here, guys. So we're going to be looking at Legacy. And, oh, here, look. We can do something really good here. Look at that. Oh, my God. So good. Yeah, we're going to be looking at Legacies for the semis. And their team will be beginning in a second. And the winner of this fight we can currently see is going to be going to the finals with whoever will win the match we care more about. Yeah, if you try and post links and you're not a sub, you'll get timed out by the bot. Sorry, guys, but I used to get spam bots just posting links, trying to give people viruses and stuff on all my streams. So I had to put that on. When can we see some Reaper team play build? I've done lots of streams of that recently. And if you look at my alt channel, Wooden Potatoes 2, you can see 2 videos on it. So, yeah, check those out. Check the VODs out or check that out. I don't normally stream today. I'm just doing this to practice this. So, I'm not going to be doing regular queues, sorry. Who do we want to watch here? I can move this over even more, actually. What's the most, at a glance, how quickly can I figure out what the most interesting thing going on is? Probably mids, as Blue fights to unseat it. Oh, there you go. All right, so good. Oh, that's so good. Instantly, look at that one. We got 3 seconds in. We were already here. Half the players haven't even loaded in yet. Okay, so, oh, well, this is not the... yeah, okay, it is, isn't it? Yeah, this was the team fielding the Rev that we just saw win a second ago. So again, we have the double Scourge Firebrand team fight. Followed up by the Dueling Warrior. And the +1E, the damage-oriented +1ing Rev, okay? Moving on to the red team. So they are facing against a Dueling Warrior. Yeah, he's running Spellbreaker. No Rampage Spellbreaker. I see that, Dreamcore. I see that. We've got a Greatsword Bursty Mesmer, who's going to be roaming around doing the big damage. They're fielding a Scrapper for their support. So Scrapper support coming in here. I don't know how good this actually is in the current meta. He's running tools as well. Adrenal Implant, HGH. There's actually no... Purity of Purpose or anything here. He's queuing without Purity of Purpose or anti-corrosion plating into double Scourge. Okay, he's actually swapped off of Scrapper, so yeah, that makes sense. I hate this. Them swapping on the last 8 seconds is pretty lame. And they're fielding a Deadeye. So we're actually looking at 2 fairly interesting picks here. We're looking at a Deadeye against a Rev. So we've actually got Conversion Hollow here. Floody is still not in. Might still be forced onto the Scrapper if they've been this late here anyway. So let's watch the Rev as the game opens here. We are on the blue team as we spectate in. And let's see the opening split. So got Dueling Warriors picking up their closes for a 4v4. Watching the blue Rev and the red Thief deal with this is quite good. Actually, so you can see that Red is playing a 3-point game. They've sent their Mesmer to aggress far. Red is down a player right now. That leaves only 2 red people here in the mid engagement. 2, because they've extended to all of them, and Floody is not in the game. So Blue has an extremely strong opening here. All they have to do is take advantage of this. They should sweep mid super fast. There you go. They get the cap instantly. They've got their close cap as well very fast. And the Rev just has to pressure them. Finally, Floody gets back in, is locked in on the Scrapper build. I'm pretty sure that the red team are going to be really upset with that. Not only have they had a gimped start now, but also compositionally, I think that they're really going to struggle against all of the combi pressure that the blue team can put out. So here we can see that the Rev did actually secure the kill very comfortably. Blue is wiping heavily in mid though. Look at this here. Okay, so Blue actually died in mid, and their person that they sent to take the jewel lost and wasn't able to port out. So Blue is completely wiped here. Oh my god. So Red actually takes this even though they had a horrible opening. Jesus Christ. Blue's got a single kill, and then Red just slapped everyone else down. So Blue is the unquestionable underdogs right now. Looking over here, Blue are now on respawn. They're coming out of their base. They're looking to retake their close point with a 3v1. If Blue's going to be in this game, we're going to see them win this, and then we're going to see them sweep the rest of the map. Okay, so let's watch the blue team kick some ass and get back on. But right now, they've been 3-capped. How did Red accomplish that 3-cap? That is unbelievable. And we missed it because all we watched was the Rev actually succeed. We watched the blue Rev succeed while the red team just slaughtered everyone else. Unbelievable. So we see an attempted stab stomp go down. It was a double stomp. It was unnecessary. Blue does win their close. So we see that Blue regains it here. And now we're looking at the entire blue team here, guys. I say for one of their players, which is dead, pushing up towards mid. They get the beautiful kill through Elixir S with all of their Condi damage, interrupted by the Prime Light beam there from the enemy Hollow. Really, really nice there. This Scourge is sort of getting baited away from his team right now as everyone else zerged back. Blue needs to make a good concerted push. They're currently getting rot value out of the Scrapper. If they're going to win this team fight, they need to win it before the red Scrapper respawns. If you keep an eye on red base here, a Scrapper's going to come out, and they really want to win it before any kind of formal support hits the mid node. So they score their next kill on another Hollow. That one's definitely going down. No Ghastly Breach to cover over the nodes. Warrior is also being pressured away. Meanwhile, though, they didn't actually secure their close well enough. A neutralization landed. We still have the majority of the blue team over here. And the rest of them have just overextended, honestly, down here. So let's see if they can accomplish anything. They do manage to kill the red Necromancer. This Scourge doesn't even go for decap. Obviously, they're outnumbered. This Scourge going down here is the obvious play that the red team will seek to make. If they can put down the blue Scourge, it'll be huge. He tries to Ghastly Breach over his body. He doesn't get it. Does the support get in time? Slowly but surely. There is no Signet of Mercy to save this. The team goes for a res, takes massive cleave. Signet of Mercy genuinely been really good. You would have had the usage of the range there as well, not had to cluster. They secure the mid node, but again, as soon as they secure the mid node, decap goes through. And that decap is going to be extremely punishing. Looking back to the blue team, they are winning the engagements, okay? So, like, blue is winning fights, but they're having to zerg so heavily and aggressively that they're just losing everywhere else. Like, if you actually look at where the blue team's split right now, the only node they have presence on is this one. Their Rev did just secure a nice kill right out in front of Red's base, but the Rev is not in a position to do anything. So blue is one, but watch now as the red team zergs off. You see, the second they get off the nodes, the second they get off, Red Thief is immediately on them. This is the strength of having a Thief, right? Like, they can just punish you so much for daring to step off of these nodes. And this is a freaking Deadeye, right? So Deadeye hunting the Scourge takes ages for the blue support to drop his his skill 3 to get the bubble up. The Scourge doesn't even hide in it. This Scourge is making a terrible mistake right now, moving up onto the roads for no reason. Just stand with your Firebrand. Let him put the bubble over you. Firebrand is forced to stay here. Pretty gross. Deadeye is moving up. We're going to watch this here as well, guys. The Deadeye is just hunting Scourges right now. He's 2v1, so he knows he can't actually get that. Immediately goes for the decap. Again, the second that the blue support gets off. Blue support manages to land on the last second. Warrior running... Is that Warrior running an axe? No, I think the Warrior is running an axe. This support's actually getting chewed out heavily here. Doesn't have enough. He didn't get any pills or support from his Warrior ally, who is now going to be majorly outnumbered. Blue finally resecures their close point. If we actually take to the fight over here, though, you'll notice that he's threatening decap from this Deadeye. The Deadeye not only can decap this, but also will kill this Scourge as soon as the fight is pushed. So he doesn't get on it in time. Deadeye rotates off very quickly. Pretty good play. No, see, look, he comes back. Blue team doesn't realize. I think he used stealth. Yeah, he used stealth to bait that. So he's going to kill this. This is major punish for the blue team. Having to force their Scourge to back node here is really, really, really nasty. And I think we will see this guy go down sooner rather than later. However, for us, though, guys, no, let's do that again. However, for us, guys, looking back towards mid, we have more problems. Look at the health bars of the two teams right now. More problems for the blue team in that they've got a single player there trying to defend. Scourge is doing well against the Deadeye. He's done well enough that respawns are coming in, so that's very good. But look at the Warrior. Look at how long the Warrior's at. This is kiting God mode, actually, here, to be honest. The Warrior's done really well. Shield block. Finally, neutralization, lads. That was a really painful nuke, by the way, because just as he got off was right as his allied Rev came on. But he's dead. Rev has no way of actually saving. This is the Stagger 101 you're looking at here. Rev actually notices an easy target in that Mesmer. If he can get the face reversal. Oh, I thought he went into the rock for a second there. Missed his sword 4, so the Mesmer will get away safely there. And Rev is just kind of being punished in a lot of different ways. A back cap immediate coming in progress here. Look at this. Did they actually manage to land it? No, so yeah, this Deadeye is actually making such strong plays here. Once again, look. If he's not holding the Scourge on his own, he's holding the support on his own. So, like, these two have to be together. If anyone you want to split apart, it's those two. And they've been consistently getting split up. Look at this! This is amazing. It genuinely is amazing. This is hell. If you are the blue team Scourge or the blue team support on this game, you have not been having fun. He's rotating off, and meanwhile, the other engagements are just not going well enough. Neutralization doesn't fully land. Rev is now the one being pressured. He moves back towards his support. Without a good formal regroup here. I mean, I think the Deadeye carry is real here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something else that's been going on. You also notice continual pushes from the blue team over to their enemy's spawn node, which is just not manifesting here. So again, like, the actual swap here was support to rotate off and Rev to take a 1v1 with the Deadeye. The Rev can win a 1v1 with a Deadeye. That support will never win that 1v1 with a Deadeye. So what has the Rev accomplished by coming here? Well, he's got cleaved the hell down by a Greatsword Mesmer, which was obviously not optimal when he dies. So, really nasty. Given enough time as well, we may actually see that the blue support start struggling. Oh, it seems that Red made a swap. Well, how long was this a warrior? Did I make a mistake here? How long was this a warrior that was actually in this fight? Because Rev v warrior obviously wouldn't have gone well. These two players getting cleaved down. Finally, we have 5 rounds Scourge together. They dip off the node. This has been masterful from the red team. Really masterful. This is honestly would have been the most frustrating game in the world to play for blue. Every time they try and do the slightest little movement. So, oh, they're on a node again.
Not now, not
And I think it's just because they're not managing to get the kills, right? So, the double kill there for the red team. Both blue players go down on their own spawn. Red is still in owned. Meanwhile, over here, can the blue Rev make a play? He's not even trying. He's just standing. Wait, there's 2 blue Revs. That would have been why I was confused. Because I saw that this blue Rev over here was trying to make a play. How long were they fielding double Rev? When did that swap happen? See, I didn't even notice that. This is not good. That is not professional. The fact that I didn't even realize that they were fielding double fucking Rev. Like, it's so obvious that blue would lose. They had double Rev. I didn't even notice they had double Rev, though. That's so bad. Can you imagine in a monthly if I make that mistake? That's, like, terrible, guys. Like, I actually have no confidence I'm even remotely good at this, because that is bad. So, red wins. Fairly obviously, right? Red wins. And that's going to put us through to the finals very soon. Which is going to be the Dementists versus Death Per. When are the Sea Shanty contest results out? I will try to do that a little bit later, I think. Today, I mean, I don't know. After I've done with this, my day's looking a little bit clearer, honestly. Yesterday was the big day with doing the boots recording and all that stuff. You got 2 videos going up on YouTube. I've had no chance to play ranked, really. My opportunities to actually play the game are dwindling up. I need to get more episodes of the LP done as well. Now, time is actually starting to run out. We're on, like, part 15, and I've only got 23 done at the moment, so... Yeah, the Revs needed to be on the Thief. Exactly, as I said at one point, they made a swap, and I think the Revs really needed to be there. It's okay, WP, you're not full monkey yet. I'm only half monkey. Be less harsh on yourself, WP. You're casting really well. Mistakes like that can happen. I really appreciate the support, guys, but... I mean, I do. It's good for the confidence, but I really don't think that's acceptable. Like, what I did there. And it's a real... I mean, the thing is, though, like, I'm just going to have to respect that that's a possibility that team swaps can happen in the last few seconds. I'll be interested when I watch the VOD to see how late that swap occurred. We were obviously focusing on the red swaps with Floody before. Yeah, the bars are good. The bars are good. On a technical level, I've got a lot of other improvements I can make, and we will see even more go forwards. You're actually going to hear the casting get better as well. When I get the team names up there, and we have the automatic system to print team names in front of you all, that will throw them in my face more frequently too. And what you'll find with that, guys, is that I don't say red team, blue team all the time. I will on occasion, but I'll actually use the team name. Even if they're the placeholder team names, the Dementis versus Death Per, the cast will be a lot better. The actual casting quality will be, because you'll hear, like... It'll build the story better, trust me. Knowing that it's Death Per through each round as they win, instead of like, oh, they were blue this time, now they're red, now they're blue again. And like, that's less fun. There's less context to it. But if you keep the names, it's good. And that's as well why can someone please do an AT as a guild team? Seriously, look. Make a guild. Use one of your empty guild slots. Listen, I know you've got no friends. You can't fool me. Go to the team tab. Click create team. Create a PvP team. Call it 4 wooden potatoes. All right. Create the team. and add some members. Queue into an AT with this. I want to see if it appears on the UI or whether this is completely useless for Guild Wars 2, right? Please queue as a team, because if your team name appears here, what the PvP scene should do is encourage everyone to... There we go, we're in. It's going to be Temple of the Silent Storm. This is a difficult one to cast. There's lots of camera teleporting on this one and lots of places to split focus. Triple Rev? Hello? You're in the finals on Triple Rev? What are we looking at here on the red team? The Meme Dream, Triple Rev, Demo Mesmer, or I should say, this is a chrono, actually, right? So what do we actually call this? That is, oh, he's swapping. Never mind, then. I need to figure out what I would designate that in terms of roles. We have an Avatar Druid. This is just... Is Avatar meta for Druid at the moment? And meanwhile, they are against the blue team, which we just saw do extremely well, by the way. If you make a team and have at least 3 members, it will show up the name you chose. Good, good, good. So what we should do for monthlies and dailies as well, if you guys want notoriety as a PvP team, use that system, please, for the love of God. Go under that name instead of freaking Deathpur or whatever. Go under that name. Avatar is Offensive Druid. Oh, you were in an AT and I just didn't catch it. 4 revs in the finals for the red team. So basically, we're looking at a balanced-ish comp versus a nutsballs comp, okay? So we're going to be watching, obviously, the rev team. This is going to be a nightmare in terms of, like, calling the names, as well as, like, all the camera teleports and stuff. This is going to be gross. So they send their Avatar Druids to close. This is going to be a 4-rev team fight. Look at all the boon spam. I wonder if they've designated who does what facet, right? Because they've got it all. That's hilarious. So the fight takes to the roads around the back. They're not even looking for a formal mid-engagement. They're going to try and burst this warrior out in the middle of the roads. Perhaps? No, they're not going for it. They go for mid now. We're going to see some kind of nuts burst. Look at the unrelenting assault coming on Floody here. They go for an elite while he's in Elixir. Floody goes down extremely fast. Even the downstate cleave was huge. Rent Anus also exploding to these revs. Down he goes. One of the revs is actually getting extremely low right now. The rev does go down, but he gets the rally. So the Rev Dream has actually scored 2 kills so far. They obviously don't have any nodes. And they're actually just been decapped for what it's worth. The Druid left and immediately got decapped. So blue is winning overall. Blue also scores this kill. Did they get the res in time? Yes, they get the search and rescue res. So red may actually win this 4-rev mid-fight, essentially. Yeah, look at the cleave on that warrior! Look at the downstate cleave. This is obscene. But Rev has lost sides. That means that Rev is currently the underdogs. And we're looking to see if the Rev team can actually make something come here. I like that the Rev team also happens to be the blue team. And can they sustain this node as well? This is the thing, right? So that one of them goes down. Let's see how the still living Revs deal with this now that their ally is down. They're neutralized. One of the Revs go back to resecure his close.
I'm neither here nor there.
He has to peel out without the support of his friends. What can he really do against this Mesmer who's aggressing him with the Greatsword? Not necessarily too much. The Illusionary Ambush was really goddamn nasty there, splitting all of the clones away from one another too. Does the res go off? If there is one at all? Doesn't look like it. So Rev's actually been picked off now. Looks like they could quite decisively lose this final, to be honest. But who knows? Who knows, actually, right? Because they've got their close. The mid-fight's going well. They score another kill on the roads. The Thief absolutely gets devastated by the Revenant Pain Train. We see the fight just in front of Red Spawn. If they can actually secure a couple more kills and get some snowball value, maybe they can get back down towards the node where the fight is ongoing still over a neutral point. Floody burst extremely hard again as well. And the blue Scrapple was actually put into Elixir S and is now trying to bail out. They just need a little bit more pressure. Hit Floody! Oh my god, they need pills for one of the Revs as well. We got a rally race in progress. The Revs should win the rally race with the kind of damage we've seen them have so far as well. They go for res instead. Big Elite come down. They're trying to... Floody's body is on an amazing position there because it was actually kind of hard to cleave. They do win the rally race. Look how low all of the blue team is. Blue team wiping extremely hard here. 2 down, 1 down state. We're going to see crowd control actually go for a back cap here. Look how tightly these revs are rotating together. We're going to see stillness comes up in 20 seconds too, by the way. So that could be pretty swingy for the game. So far, pretty good, but once again, sides have been lost. I think the revs are winning it in the fights because they are zerging so heavily. But are they actually managing to win a lot of the other stuff? I don't really know. Beautiful play in progress over here, by the way. I think we just saw a kill, 2v1 go down. No, it's a 2v2. The revs are winning their 2v2 actually on this one. So let's see. He actually goes for the recap. That's fine. That's good. Let's see if Bribesies can score the kill on the thief as he charges through. Stillness is live. Red secures Stillness, and they're the only people with a node right now. This is actually very solid for Red right now. The revs are currently giving Blue a run for their money. Swap to Shiro and use your elite. You can kill him with your elite. Please, for the love of God. He's stealth, so maybe he doesn't know. There, he did it finally. Yes, he gets the kill. That's amazing. So double cap plus Stillness for the Revenant team. Pretty goddamn badass here. One of the revs is down, however. Where is that? Okay, so a rev made a push onto far and actually got outnumbered. We're going to see a big push from Blue over to this mid node very soon. Also, having a look over here, we can see that the fight has taken to a 2v2 on sides. Are these revs winning these 2v2s? Let's watch again, okay? So rev 2v2. They score a kill. They're actually being plussed against right now. Did they score a kill? Actually, they didn't. Okay, so 2 revs die to 3 blue players. Well, we'll see. Does Legendary manage to peel out? Some good kiting he might be able to. Right now, he's trying to defend the node a little bit too much. Stillness has obviously ran... oh, no, Stillness is still in play. Actually, this is a great play here. Holding this node to get max value out of Stillness while Stillness is still in effect is pretty brilliant. So Red is actually winning well enough now, guys. I'm actually going to take us to look at the perspective of the Red guys as they fight this uphill battle, so it would... the blue guys as they fight this uphill battle, as it would seem. Starting off over on their close. We've got a big push from the blue team at their home, and they're going to be looking to rotate back into the mid fight. They also just secured sides, obviously, because we saw that other fight be won. So here, this is very good for blue. They have sides. They're getting the neutralization for free in mid. It just depends if too many of their teammates die, because at the end of the day, they do have one of them dead in it right now. In about 1 minute, we're going to see double buff come up, so you want to watch out for that. Look at this crazy pressure here. Can their Thief actually do anything? Thief has to concede the mid decap immediately. If he gets focused too hard by these double revs, look at this pressure. He manages to stealth and pull out. As soon as he stealths, though, his Mesmer, this guy here, sorry about the camera there, his Mesmer starts taking the pain and is now pretty out of position. Blows a really long distort, and I think changed some stuff. So we're neutral across the entire board right now. This is extremely close, guys. A kill goes down up near buff, I think that was. Did I see? That we saw a kill go down here. Actually, I think it's in... Yeah, we're taking massive fights going on down here at the bridge. Double cap will be up in a second. Red reclaim sides. Sorry, I didn't really manage to show you how they reclaim sides there. But they did reclaim that in 20 seconds. Trank comes up. This red rev is not actually looking for it, it seems. No, the fight will take place down here, definitely. So Rev is dying. Red being dead at this point is bad. But blue, I think, is staggered a little bit more. The double cap becomes available in 5 seconds. We have sides for red, new in mid. If red secures the stillness up top here, this is going to be ugly as all balls, guys, but we got to do it. If they secure this, the interrupt comes through right at the last second from one of the thieves on the blue team. But they have to fight super hard for this. You can see neither team is actually down on the tranquility buff. Double cap for Rev still in play. And we'll see how they can actually take this. I think that Blue's got such a hard fight to deal with here. Can they actually manage to make a play? Right now, they are not in a favorable position down low. Not at all. Flooddy's getting extremely low. This is an SD Thief. He can't do anything here, really. So Blue's going to lose here. They do get a rotation in from one of their other thieves, but it's too late. So blue is going to be taking trip cap, right? So red's job now is to sustain presence on all 3 nodes to immediately neutralize them. It looks like they were too late for all of them. This is so devastating. The red team doing so amazing with 4 revs right now. Here's at least 1 neutral. So actually he stealths here. He can't neutralize. He stealths because he's trying to get around the Shiro port. So this 1v1. Thief. So this one's a DP Thief. DP Thief versus Rev. And the DP Thief has to win this. Ideally, a DP Thief does not want to be asked to do this, but the team's back is against the wall. He's getting this fight in very well, to be honest. And he takes it extremely comfortably. That was with the stolen rev skill. He managed to secure that. So we see blue take sides here because this 1v1 actually... Oh, no. They managed to get the plus in. He's actually so outnumbered. This is going to be so frustrating. You win your 1v1. And I mean, that's one of the 1v1s that a DP Thief can actually do okay in, right? Against a rev. But no sooner as you've won it, the enemy team just comes in and crunches in on you. So still blue fighting an extremely difficult battle here. Next, they'll be looking for the mid fight. They do score neutralization. The Avatar Druid is rotating through. Is Stillness about to respawn? No, Stillness doesn't respawn just yet. Well, okay, so actually I see what he's doing. He basically needs to defend this. The red win condition is this node, right? So all he has to do is just defend this. And red wins. Wow. He can't be debunked. Quad Rev. EU taking the finals. So why do people talk so much shit in EU? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You're embarrassing yourselves in this continent. I'm a part of this continent. Pack it in, pricks. This is unbelievable. Or maybe it's just good natured ribbing. But Jesus Christ. So to look at the timeline here, it was a close game, and then I think once we saw the buffs come into play, because red had more like just killing power. Like, look at all the skulls they score here, right? These skulls manifesting just before this Stillness Trank, it's like insane. Jesus Christ. So Quad Rev is meta, guys. Obviously, Quad Rev is meta. You just saw it win this daily. I have no doubt that. See, I wish they were queuing as a guild or something. I have no doubt that the Dementists will be returning for the April monthly. And we'll see Quad Rev take it. Please, someone make a Rev crying post on the forums. I mean, the nature of Rev makes it a little bit stronger as of most recent balance, as with many high-pressure builds. In that there's less passives and there's less support and healing going around, so they can sort of press that advantage. That niche that they fill is more effective now. So Rev is comparably stronger than it was before the balance, but to such a degree that you could just field 4 of them. Time to dust off your Rev. I like how this actually convinces people to play Revs. I wish I could see their stats as well. I wish as a caster I could see which Rev did the most damage in the game. Maybe I can, but I actually have to click, right? Maybe, and now that they've all left, I can't do that anymore. I wish I could see you know, basically, oh, this guy hit the most. We could see top stats, obviously, right? Maybe that's enough. Maybe I should start looking at that. I like how in chat as well, I'm scrolling up, you guys are really cynical. Like, who's this? Someone says, oh, the thieves will just decap them. It's fine. Really interested in how this goes. Yeah, DP does have a good matchup against Rev, definitely. It's one of the only things you would like to 1v1 on. I don't know whether I'd call it a clear counter necessarily, but it is you're on more even ground in that matchup than most as a thief, obviously. Yes, it is. That was Suffish's team, Wick Try. Well done. You did notice there. Yes, that is. So there you go, guys. That's the stream, and a little bit more practice. I'll watch my VOD there to see how I feel about it. And yeah, we'll get more improvements, more technical stuff going on later on. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back. So check Patreon. Next Patreon, okay? If anybody is on the high tier on Patreon, there will be the next episode of the LP, probably within 2 hours. Then there'll be a chair video that's an hour and a half with boots and the... and then finally, at the end of the day, the regular one will go on, and I'll see what else I can do that's productive throughout the rest of the day. Cheers, guys. I might be back for another one. I don't know. We'll see. I'll catch you later.